Let's dive in. Today, we're not just looking at some technical thing in SAP. No, we're actually following the story of the main character in the world of quality management, the inspection lot. Seriously, think of it as the hero in the whole quest for product quality. So here's the game plan for this explainer. We're going to start with a big picture, the why. Then we'll follow an inspection lot's entire life, from start to finish. We'll look at what actually creates it, pinpoint a supercritical moment where things get locked in, and then, most importantly, figure out exactly where you fit into this whole process. Okay, let's get into it. Before we get lost in the details, let's just set the stage and really understand why this whole process is, well, the absolute foundation of quality management for any big company out there. I mean, it all really boils down to one simple question, right? How does a huge company make sure that every single piece, every batch of material, and every final product that goes out the door is actually up to snuff? Well, the answer isn't just try hard. It's a super structured, system-driven process. And smack in the middle of that process is this guy, the inspection lot. You got to understand, it's more than just a piece of data. It's an order. It's the SAP system itself putting its foot down and saying, whoa, stop everything. I need you to run a quality check on this material right now. So let's get to the main event. An inspection lot really does have a life of its own. It's a journey with a very clear beginning, a middle, and an end. And trust me, understanding this life cycle is absolutely the key to mastering the whole quality process. This whole journey, this story, it creates a straight line from some business event all the way to a major decision that affects the entire supply chain. So let's start at the beginning of that path. So the first half of the lot's life is pretty much on autopilot. You know, the system does all the heavy lifting. First, some event creates the lot. Then the system goes and finds the right rule book. We call that the inspection plan. It copies those rules over, and then it figures out exactly how much stuff you need to test. Now that third step, the copying part, that is so important. Imagine the system takes a digital snapshot of the inspection rules at that very second. From that moment on, those are the rules for this specific inspection lot. Why does that matter? It's all about consistency. Even if someone updates the main rulebook an hour later, this lot will always be judged by the standards that were in place when it was born. It's a huge deal for audits and making sure the process is fair. Okay, let's switch gears to the second half of this journey, and this is where the human expert, that's you, steps onto the stage. This phase is all about getting your hands dirty, making the tough calls, and then letting the system deal with the consequences of your decision. So you've got the quality technician, right? They're on the front lines, plugging in the test results, noting down anything that looks weird. But the final make-or-break call, the usage decision, that's on the quality engineer. And based on their simple pass or fail judgment, the system then just springs into action, automatically moving the good stuff where it needs to go, or blocking the bad stuff so it can't cause any trouble. So we get the life cycle now, but what actually kicks the whole thing off? An inspection law doesn't just pop up for no reason. Nope, it's always triggered by something specific happening in the supply chain. And these triggers are tied to things that happen every single day. The most common one by far is a goods movement, like when a shipment of raw materials shows up from a supplier. But you could also get one when a new production order is released, or when you're getting a delivery ready for a customer. Or maybe the system just flags a batch that's getting close to its expiration date. And this, right here, this is the magic behind the curtain. It's called the inspection type. It's basically a simple rule you set up in the system that says, hey, when this thing happens, then you have to create this kind of inspection lot. It's the piece of glue that connects the world of logistics to the world of quality. It's absolutely essential. Okay, I need you to really pay attention to this next part. It's a huge concept. In the life of every single inspection lot, there is a very clear line in the sand. And once you cross it, well, there's no going back. So here's the deal, and it's simple. Before anyone records any results, you've got flexibility. If you see the system grab the wrong inspection plan, or the sample size looks totally off, a technician can go in and fix it, no problem. But the second you record that first result, bam, everything is locked in stone. If you find a mistake after that, you can't just edit it. You have to cancel the entire inspection lot and start all over again. And that can cause some serious delays. Hey, don't just take my word for it. This is straight from the official SAP help files. It's crystal clear. This one rule just hammers home how important it is to get this set up right before you start the actual inspection. Fixing it after the fact is a costly mess, and we're not talking about a few extra clicks here. This could mean shutting down a production line, making a customer wait for their shipment, and hours of work to fix the mess. It's a real-world operational nightmare. So, let's pull all this together and talk about you. Let's focus on the roles that you, as a future quality pro, are going to play in shepherding these inspection lots through their entire journey. This really breaks it down perfectly. You have the quality technician, they're the hands-on expert. They're running the tests, entering the data, and, so importantly, they're the ones who can make those fixes before we hit that point of no return. Then you have the quality engineer. They are the final judge. They look at all the data and make that one big authoritative decision, pass or fail. And that decision echoes through the whole supply chain. See, at the end of the day, this isn't just about learning how to click around in SAP. Really understanding this life cycle, knowing what triggers it, all the steps, and especially that critical turning point, that knowledge is what allows you to actually guarantee product quality and keep the whole operation running like a well-oiled machine. What you know directly prevents expensive mistakes and frustrating delays. So now that we've followed its entire story, from the moment it's created to its final impact, the question isn't just what is an inspection lot. The real question is, what are you going to do with it? Are you ready to take the wheel and guide the next one to success?